Hello. In his reflection on 2nd August, Ian spoke about the importance of encouraging each other, and that's what I want to do tonight. Paul says in 1 Thessalonians 5:11, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Well, since our mission week, I've asked some of those who ran it, and children and older folk who came along, what will you remember? Or what did you enjoy most? I got some interesting answers, encouraging answers. So let's start with the cream teas. We fed about 130 people. That's 20 more than last year. Paula and David worked flat out all morning, baking and preparing sandwiches. What they're most grateful for is the way that others pitched in and helped. They enjoyed the camaraderie. They are so grateful for God's provision of helpers, both in advance and on the Tuesday. I spoke to a couple of ladies, regulars in the Cornerstone Cafe. One said, I'm not a member of this church, but I felt so welcome. She loved the audience participation, didn't we all? And the melt-in-the-mouth meringues and the crisp shortbread. They enjoyed the company of others at their table, hearing their faith stories. Probably 2/3 of the seniors at that event don't normally worship with us, although many come to Encore or other events. Ladies who do worship here highlighted the fun and the laughter and Brian's clear, provocative message, and the professional standards of the afternoon tea. What about the family fun night? The family fun night and barbecue attracted nearly 300 people. That's more than 3 times as many as last year. That was a lot of folk to feed. So I asked a few staff for their feedback, starting with Phil and Rachel. Rachel said the worst moment was when a food order came through to the kitchen, and instead of clearly identifying themselves, the family said, "We're at the table with the balloons." All the tables had balloons. But she found them. And Heather, who helped in the salad bar, remembers the endless queue, running out of tomatoes, running out of rolls, and yet nobody complained. When it was over, Phil looked at the chaos in the kitchen, and he reckoned he would be clearing up till midnight. But so many people helped, hoovering or washing up or putting things away, that he was home by 8:30. Isn't that great? The highlights for 4 little girls: candy floss, bouncy castle, face painting, tattoos, the temporary kind. Of course, if I had asked boys or the youth group, I might have got a very different answer, but this isn't a panoramic view. It's just a snapshot of the mission. Natalie reported that from a commercial point of view, the summer club was good for the cafe, with parents having coffee in the morning during the clubs or staying on for lunch afterwards. So that's a nice spin-off. So, the Big Top Summer Club for the children. We welcomed 120 primary-aged children and over 20 preschoolers each day, about 50 in total across the week, each accompanied by a parent or some other carer. Miscellaneous helpers' memories: going home exhausted, falling asleep after dinner and waking up at bedtime. The pleasure of working with people I didn't know, but getting to know them, one said. The joyful atmosphere everywhere. One of the helpers was getting ready to serve snacks to leaders when the Zumba dancing class came out, and she said, I felt like I was at the heart of the community. Ewan said, the enthusiasm of the children and the commitment of the teams. I spoke to 2 other leaders. Iona, who was with the preschoolers, was excited about how well the little ones listened to the story each day. Even the next day, they could answer questions about it. I asked Alice about her primary aged group. She said, they asked such good questions. Of course, not everything went smoothly. Gibby put up all the scaffolding to fix the big net of balloons, and then the net didn't open when it was meant to. There's something that doesn't work. But on the Friday, as I watched excited children in the sports hall singing and shouting and then falling silent to listen to Brian's story, I thought, even if they forget everything they've been taught, they'll remember the atmosphere. They'll remember that church is a place where you can have fun and laughter and where you're encouraged to ask questions. It's a place where people care about you, and that's a big achievement. These responses, they remind us that the mission was hard work and immensely satisfying, that young and old were challenged to put their trust in Jesus, as we all had to do. So let's continue to pray for lasting impact. Thank you, and good night.